Is anyone here familiar with the concept of compound interest? It is the addition of interest to the principal sum of a loan or deposit. Or in other words, interest on interest. But why do I mention interest in economics? In fact, my speech is about charity. So let me explain it this way. I don't think the concept of compound interest should be limited to economics. Or let me put it this way. It also makes sense in philanthropy. Philanthropy is a kind of social public welfare that is beneficial to society and the crowd or a group. Charity is the aim of giving money, food, help, and so on to people who are in need. It is a kind of selfless support of the cause which is initiated by the government and voluntarily organized and carried out by the groups or individuals in the society to the people who encounter disasters without asking for return. When I was a primary school student, I began to pay attention to charity. I believe it is the most direct way that I could bring warmth and hope to the world. So I started participating in various charity activities, such as collecting unused items at home for charity sales, donating the money from charity sales to welfare homes, or buying something to comfort the poor elderly in the community. As I continue to grow up, so does my critical thinking. I try to further develop my interest in charity. For example, changing the way to strengthen the publicity and so on. But because they are led or organized by someone else, I couldn't get my ideas heard. I felt frustrated when I found that communication is difficult for me, and my suggestions did not help the activity or even got a reply, even if I know they're beneficial. Therefore, I set my mind to organizing my own charity activities. For years, I'd be seeking the right timing and opportunity. That day finally came when I learned the local district committee had collected a list of New Year's wishes from children struggling in poverty. These kids wished people would adopt their wishes and fulfill them. Believing this was a perfect opportunity, I stood out and claimed the list. At first, I thought of helping these children to fulfill their New Year's wishes with my efforts, since I wanted to accomplish this charity with my strength rather than my parents' money. Soon I found it an overwhelming challenge for me, both in terms of financial pressure and energy stress. Therefore, I started an initiative in my class, calling for more students to join me to complete this task. Surprisingly, the majority of the students are very interested in the project. Many of them immediately sign up after my introduction. Soon, 30 out of 41 wishes are granted. Some students chose to buy their own gifts and let me deliver the items to the needy. Some chose to let me pick the gifts and reimburse me afterward. And the remaining gifts were purchased by me. In the end, 31 gifts are delivered to the children by me with the help of my parents. With the wishlist campaign over, my determination and commitment continued. During COVID-19, all students switched to online learning. On my wish list, there was a girl named May who had difficulty studying online. May's mother is disabled. Before, May's father was burdened to provide for the whole family, but not long before the epidemic hit, May's father fell seriously ill and could no longer do much work. The already low living standard of the family became worse and worse. Due to the limitation of economic conditions, May didn't have any computer and the network condition at home was not good. This brought great difficulties to the beginning of her online life. I answered her urgent need by choosing a cost-effective laptop for her. Since then, we had kept in close contact. Once on New Year's Eve, I popped by her house and surprised her with a New Year's gift, a scarf that symbolized two hearts. I also keep one at home, which means our hearts will always be connected. Our friendship is still going on. After May's high school entrance examination, we celebrate together, eat together, chat together, and imagine the future together. So back to the compound interest I mentioned in the beginning, I see many of you may have already figured that the help I give out is the principal, the follow-up is the interest generated. Given time, the accumulation becomes enormous, and that is my amplified influence in charity. With the success of New Year wishlist, not only do I focus on people around me, but I want to expand my influence and bring that care and support to people far away. Last summer, I had the honor to participate in the diplomatic and culture exchange program of outstanding young representatives of China. Speaking with the ambassador of Madagascar and Pakistan, I realized that there are many more people in the world who need our attention and care. The following August, I formed the Middle School Student Charity Alliance, which brought students from all over the world together to share the ideas of spreading love. Our goal is to spread care and love to every corner of the world. Economically, compound interest is manageable and calculable, but for charity, once generated and delivered, its positivity is uncertain. Might someone will question whether such action to the world is insignificant, since there are always people in need for help. However, a helping hand is a savior, an angel, and can even make changes to the world. Public welfare activities are not afraid of small, but afraid not to adhere to. When we really have the ability to get more people involved in good causes, what we do will have an impact and become more influential. This is what I have been pursuing. I've always believed that all great things come from small things. I'm young, I'm shining. My light is expanding and full of possibilities. I'm Stella. Thank you.